Welcome along to the Perth Racing Preview. Hi, Marty Young, Dion Luciani with you. We've got the 109th running of the Belgravia Stakes, final meeting of the season at Belmont Park, Dion, and 32 degrees forecast.
And what a great meeting it is, Marty. 9 races and the first race for the 2-year-olds.
Yes, we have our first look at the babies. Let's have a look at weather, track and rail for the day. 32 degrees forecast. That means winds will be from the east, suiting front runners. The track's in impeccable order and the rail will be at 6 metres. As Dion Luciani preempted, it is the first look of the 2-year-olds and they'll be going around in the WA Week Placid Arc handicap over 1,000 metres at 11.55. We'll look at the trials of Enigma Code, catch up with Stevie Parnham, Cassandra Shadow, also Cassandra Shadow's trainer Shane Edwards on for a comment, and another one of his many runners in the race, Silver Temptress, will have a look at her previous run. Other horses in the race, and we'll just zoom through this, it's all trial form. Jared Jack from down at Lark Hill, Rich and Wild, also Splitsville, a good trial winner. 10 Degrees was good at the early trials, also Jess Step. The first one we take a look at is Enigma Code.
From Enigma Code racing off the fence. Narana was pushed out 4 deep as Jason Whiting came out on Allison Chains 3 wide, and just in behind them was Chances Are. Enigma Code on the outside at the 300 metre mark, and Fairy King Dane are the leaders. Down the outside joining in is Allison Chains putting in a run, and through the middle was Chances Are with 150 metres to go. Enigma Code in front, Chances Are's coming through in the middle. Fighting on was Fairy King Dane over on the inside as well, but Enigma Code's in front, and Enigma Code won by neck. Second home, Fairy King Dane, and neck away third on the outside was Chances Are.
That was a good win, Marty, at the trials. He had a first trial over 400 metres, Enigma Code. Got to the line well, he done everything right. I think he's forward enough for this. Stephen Parnham rode him on that occasion. Let's see what he had to say.
Beautifully drawn at its first race start.
Yeah, I think the draws are the key to him. Drawing 2, he's just going to get a good run. His last trial was good.
Tell us about the trial, how you were positioned in the run.
He jumped away quick and he led for the first little bit, and one kicked up inside him, so I ended up sitting just on it. And he was a little bit fat that day, and he sprinted to the front and tired on the run, so he benefited a lot from that, and should be pretty close to peak on Saturday.
Well, Cassandra Shadow's had 2 trials. This was her first effort at Belmont Park.
Speed to get about a neck in front of it. Getting right down the outside of the track was Alice in Chains putting in a run, and right through on the inside was Enigma Code also joining in. Sweet Dane's trying to run on, just racing a little bit greenly, and getting through one off the fence here was Troy Turner on Cassandra Shadow. They're all over the place at the moment. Cassandra Shadow is bursting through with 10 Degrees. They hit it, 10 Degrees or Cassandra Shadow. Close up Jewel Striker, Secret Enigma.
Good effort by that filly on that occasion, Marty. Cassandra Shadow, over 400 metres, got a bit held up, probably should have won the trial. She's since gone out over 1,000 metres and won a trial quite impressively with something in hand. I think she's the best of these. A couple of others Shane Edwards has in the race. Let's hear from the trainer.
Cassandra Shadow, owned by the Wingfei Hydrocarbon Stable in Singapore. What are you expecting there?
She's probably the most forward of the fillies. I think she'll run a cracking race. She's a Johannesburg filly out of a Pentire mare, but she's probably the most forward of them, and I expect her to be the one to beat.
As you said, Dion, 3 runners for Shane Edwards. Here's another one of his fillies, Silver Temptress.
Just in front, wide out Fairy King Dane has gone up very quickly. In the centre, still pushing through, was African Action. There's an inside run for Zentina. Now will have to come one off the fence. There's a bit of a gap there. And trying to come through 3 off the inside now was Funny Music. Inside the 250, Silver Temptress being... Oh, he lost his whip there, Nucky. Silver Temptress out by 2 lengths from African Action. On the outside was Funny Music. Silver Temptress, hands and heels. He has to. He's a half length in front from African Action, and Silver Temptress wins by a head to African Action. 1.5 away, third Funny Music.
That was a good enough effort by Silver Temptress on that occasion, Marty. Didn't quite run as good a time as Cassandra Shadow. Slightly slower time. She seems forward enough for this. She's had 2 trials. I think she can figure in the placings.
All right, well, let's have a look at those placings in the first event. My selections, I'm going with 7, Cassandra Shadow. When they put the blinkers on her in the trial, she went really well. 9, Silver Temptress, very good in her trial with the blinkers on. And 6, 10 Degrees, chased home Cassandra Shadow in that, beat Cassandra Shadow in that first trial. So 7, 9, 6.
Same for me, Marty. Number 7, Cassandra Shadow. I think she'll be winning. To beat number 1, Enigma Code. His trial was good enough, and he's another forward runner. To beat number 2, Inferno. He only had the one trial over 400 metres. Run second with something in hand. Probably could have won the heat. I'll put him in to run third. 7, 1 and 2.